Hi everybody, welcome to your practice. Today we are going to start in child's pose. If you have blocks, I might recommend having two nearby. You might need them, you might not, but I love to just have them near just in case, especially for more spine opening, heart opening, wavy type flows, because they can just give you that extra support. So grab your blocks and we'll meet in child's pose. You can bring yourself to the back of your mat. Your big toes can touch and your knees will go wide. Take a nice big inhale, lifting through your heart, maybe even arching a little bit, sticking your tailbone back, finding length. And as you exhale, just drip your torso down toward the earth, crawl your fingertips out, and allow yourself to settle. And in today's practice, we're working on really opening our front body. And in order to do that, we need to ignite our back body. So it's almost like a delicate symphony of flexibility and strength. And I like to bring into play one of the elements, water. Oftentimes when we move our spine in a sequential way, we start to look like the ocean waves or the ripple on a pond. And oftentimes those ocean waves can be very relaxing and peaceful to look at. But underneath that beauty and that power, there's a lot going on beneath the ocean's surface. So in today's practice, we're going to work into some more spinal opening postures, and we're going to work on what's going on underneath so that we can really open up when it gets to be that time. Let's take a deep breath in together. Fill deep down into your belly. Hold at the top and then open your mouth. Take another inhale just like that. Big breath in. Open your mouth. And then just allow yourself to breathe naturally. Noticing the length of your inhale and the length of your exhale. Maybe allowing them to become the same length over a few breaths. And even here, just noticing the rising and falling with each breath. Noticing the subtle waves of your spine, the gentle movements. And then begin to grip into your finger pads. And see if you could press into the tops of your feet a little bit, starting to tuck your tail down and round into your spine. Press into your shins, your hands, and glide all the way up to all fours. Set yourself up so that your hands are underneath your shoulders and your hips are right above your knees. And as you inhale, sequentially drop your belly down toward the earth and draw your shoulder blades together so that your heart drips a little bit more. Gaze forward, maybe gaze up if that's okay on the neck. I know it's early. And then as you exhale, tuck your tailbone and round like a cat on Halloween. Inhale, untuck your tailbone. Start to lower your low belly, your mid belly all the way down. Then gaze goes forward, maybe gaze goes up. Exhale, tuck the tail and round. A few more like this. Inhale to open. And exhale to round. Move at the pace of your own breath here. So there's no rush. If you want to pause in a place that feels extra good or it needs a little extra time, go ahead and do that. And then coming back to your neutral spine, I'm gonna walk back a little bit on my mat to give myself some more space, and I'm also going to keep my toes tucked. Begin to walk your hands out toward the top of your mat. Keep spreading your fingers wide, really grip in so you don't just slide forward. Send your tail up and back and drip your heart down toward the earth for puppy pose. And now it's early on too, and it's a little cold in the room I'm in. I don't know about you, but my chin and my neck doesn't get all the way down to the ground right away, and that's okay. Meet yourself where you're at. See if you can tilt your tailbone up toward the sky and grip into your fingers. We're going to do a little moving here. As you inhale, see if you can tilt the tailbone up and really drip your belly, your neck, your heart down toward the earth. And as you exhale, press into the hands just a little, tuck the tail, and round in your puppy pose. So you're not going too far, but you should feel the core and your armpits, right underneath the armpits, light up. Inhale, untuck, drip your belly. Exhale, tuck and round. Good. Inhale, untuck. Exhale, round. One more. Inhale, untuck. Exhale, round. This time, untuck. Maybe you even crawl the hands a little bit closer to your knees and bring your hands to prayer above your head. Feel with each exhale your heart dripping down a little bit more toward the earth. Feel free to adjust or wiggle any way that you see fit. And then replace your hands at the top of the mat. As you inhale, ripple forward. Drip your hips down toward the earth and come down onto your belly. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, lift and open your chest, cobra. Exhale, sit back on your heels, child's pose. Inhale, rise all the way up to sitting on your heels. And just take a moment here. Your toes are tucked, you're sitting on your heels. Reach your arms up over your head, take a big stretch. And as you exhale, bring your hands to prayer and bring the heels of your prayer hands to the back of your skull. Good. As you inhale, scoop your heart forward and up and send your tailbone back. And then press the back of your head firmly into your hands. You should feel your whole back body begin to light up. As your next inhale comes to you, scoop your heart a little bit more, send your tail a little bit back, feel like your heart is being pulled up and over. And as you exhale, press your head into your hands. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up over your head. And exhale, release your hands down toward the mat and tuck your toes, child's pose. Inhale, ripple forward, all fours. Exhale, glide back, child's pose. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, glide back. Inhale, ripple forward. This time, as you exhale, glide back, lift your knees, downward facing dog. Allow yourself to set up your downward facing dog. Maybe you bend your knees, wiggle your hips. So just moving and breathing, getting all the wiggles, all the scribbles out. And then find yourself in stillness in your downward facing dog. We're going to begin to work the rippling of our spine from our feet all the way up to our belly. As you inhale, feel the bottoms of your feet rooted into the earth, and imagine energy pulling all the way up your legs and into your low belly. Let that energy round your low back a little bit and kind of pull your heart and your mid back a little forward. As you exhale, bend your knees a little bit, send the energy back down your legs, press your heart towards your thighs. So we're going to do this a few times. There's not much movement to it. It's more internal. I do have a whole program on my website about how to move fluidly, so if this interests you, feel free to check that out. But for right now, as you inhale, come through the energy. Feel like it's coming through the bottom of your feet. Round the low back. Draw the heart gently forward, and as you exhale, press your heart towards your thighs. Inhale. Exhale, send your heart back. Inhale. Exhale, send it back. We'll make it a little bigger. Inhale, this time come up to the tippy toes, round forward, almost halfway to plank. Exhale, tilt your tail up to the sky, wave your spine back, down dog. Inhale, round forward. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, this time round forward all the way to your tippy toes. Come to a plank, shoulders past the wrist. Bend your knees, look forward, lower knees, chest and chin. Stay here. Allow your heart to get really weighted on the ground. Allow your fingertips to grip down firmly. On your next inhale, untuck your toes. Exhale, press your hips down as you slide into cobra. Inhale, lift and open your chest. Exhale, glide back, child's pose. Inhale, round forward. Exhale, glide back, downward facing. Inhale, pull up through the bottoms of your feet, round forward, high plank. Exhale, glide back, downward facing. Inhale, round forward, high plank. Exhale, lower, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, untuck your toes. Exhale, press your hips down to ripple all the way up to your cobra variation. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, round forward. Exhale, glide back, downward facing. Take a moment, reset. We should be feeling warmer in the body now. Although moving so fluidly looks beautiful and easy on the outside, there's a lot going on. So take a big breath in, and as you exhale, ground into your downward facing dog. Gorgeous. As you inhale, ripple forward. As you exhale, lower knees, lower chest, lower chin. Untuck your toes, ripple forward, cobra. And as you exhale, lower all the way down. Take a moment here and release your hands off of the ground, finding a little lift through the torso, and then interlace your hands at your low back. Beautiful. Press to the tops of your feet, and then find your shoulder blades rolling up, back, and together. On your next inhale, lift your legs, lift your heart. Feel the heat build in your back body. Allow your heart and your toes to be moving away from one another. Deep breath in, and long breath out. Lift from the bottom of your bum, lift from your heart. On your next inhale, release your grip. Hover your hands just underneath your shoulders, lift your legs and lift your heart a little more. Feel your whole back body light up. Exhale, plant your hands, tuck your toes, child's pose. Whoo. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And long breath out. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, ripple forward to your high plank. As you exhale, drop both of your heels over to the right. Begin to transfer the weight into your right foot and right hand, and pick up your left foot, bend your left knee and place your left toe behind you. Start to sit your bum down on toward the earth, extend your bottom leg, your right leg, and as you inhale, sweep your hips up to the sky, wild thing. In your wild thing, bend both of your knees and let your bum drop just a little bit. Scoop your right shoulder blade underneath your heart and imagine your heart launching up into the front of your mat as your bum drips down. Keep magnetizing the back of your heart to your bum and then press your legs to straight. Breath in and breath out. Inhale, rebend into your bottom leg and send your left leg up to the sky, side plank. Straightening your top leg, look down at the front of your mat, and slowly, with control, step your left foot where your left hand would be. Come into a runner's lunge. Gorgeous. As you inhale, ripple up, high lunge. Pause in your high lunge. If you feel like you're wobbly, walk your left foot out to the left a little bit. Take up more space on your mat. Goalpost your arms. Allow your heart to be drawn forward as your tail is drawn back. With each breath, puff your heart up and forward. Each exhale, find a little surrender. Inhale, reaching your arms up over your head. And as you exhale, hands draw to heart center. And allow your body to lean forward until you're on your very back tippy toes. And then press off your front leg and lift. Warrior 3. Find cobra action in your spine, lifting heart and lifting your heel. And when you're ready, reach your arms back behind you, dip the heart, but lift the shoulders. Beautiful, breath in. And breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Draw your right knee in to your midline and hug your knee in and up. Exhale, plant your right foot next to your left, stand tall, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep your arms up over your head, stretch tall. And as you exhale, place your hands on your sacrum. Feel the heels of your palms really kind of rooted onto your sacrum. Bend your knees, and as you inhale, press your sacrum into your hands and your hands into your sacrum. And then start to stick your tail and sacrum back into your hands as you puff your heart up toward the sky. Hug your elbows together and take an inhale, really press your tail back as you lift your heart up. Press your tail back, lift your heart up. Good, one more, inhale, tail back, heart up. Exhale, bend your knees. Fold all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step to a high plank. Inhale, glide it forward. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, ripple into cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank. Exhale, drop your heels over to the left. Start to roll your weight into your left hand and your left foot and place your right toes behind you. Begin to drop your bum to the ground, extending your left leg. Inhale, wild thing. Bend your knees so there's a little buoyancy in your pose. Scoop your left shoulder blade underneath your heart and then magnetize your tail to your heart. Inhale, press into both legs and really open your front body. Begin to bend into your knees and then slide your right leg and right arm up to the sky, side plank. Extend your right leg, look at the top of your mat, and slowly step your right foot to the top of your mat. Low runner's lunge. Beautiful. Inhale, ripple up, high lunge. Take a moment to set it up and then goalpost your arms. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, tail back, finding some surrender. Inhale, scoop your heart up and like it's going over a ball behind you. Inhale, come back to neutral. And exhale, drop your hands into your heart. Inhale, glide forward until you're on the very tippy toe of your back foot and lift it up. Warrior 3. Really find lift through your heart and lift through your back heel. There can be a baby bend in your bottom knee. When you're ready, arms fly behind you, opening your chest a little bit more. Inhale, stand tall. Pull your left knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze. Balance. Exhale, step, Tadasana at the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep your arms up over your head. Exhale, bring both of your palms onto your sacrum. Scoop your heart up, elbows hug together. And then press your tailbone into your hands. Bend your knees. As you inhale, scoop your heart forward. And like it's going back, keep pressing your tail into your hands. And maybe you start to press your hips forward, finding a little bit of a deeper back bend. If you want, you can start to walk your hands down to the thighs. And if you're on your thighs, good. Keep pressing the tail back. Lift your heart up. Inhale all the way up, reach your arms over your head. Exhale, bend your knees and fold forward, hinging at your hips. Inhale halfway. And exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, ripple forward, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Begin to walk your hands back towards your thighs. Sit palms face up and allow yourself a moment to simmer. Allow yourself a moment to feel in your body the warmth that has risen. Feel your heart that is beating and the blood that is pumping. Allow your breath to come back to center. Allow it to slow. On your next inhale, sweep your arms up over your head and come to tuck your toes. Bring your palms to prayer and place the base of your prayer hands at the base of your skull. Stick your tailbone back. Inhale, lift your heart forward and up and press the back of your head into your hands. Really stick your tail back and really lift your heart up. Inhale, re-engage your core, lift the arms up. Exhale, crawl your hands forward, glide downward facing dog. Inhale, small ripple from the bottom of your feet. Exhale, chest to thighs. Inhale, small ripple, bottoms of the feet, chest to thighs. Inhale, make it bigger, lift your heels. Exhale, wave it back. One more, inhale, make it bigger, glide forward. Exhale, wave it back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, drop both of your heels over to the right, bend your knees. Inhale, lift into your side plank. And then place your left toes behind you. Wild thing, opening it up. Slowly rebend into your bottom leg. Inhale to straighten your left leg up toward the sky, side plank. This time, as you exhale, place your left hand down and draw your left knee to your nose. Inhale, lower your knee to a hover. Exhale to nose. One more, inhale down. Exhale to nose. Look between your hands. Step lightly between your hands. Place your back knee on the ground. Ooh, thank goodness. Bring both of your blocks on either side of you if you have them. You don't need to, but you're welcome to. And then allow yourself a moment here to magnetize your left heel to your right knee, and then sweep your arms up over your head. Just for this exercise, I'm going to ask you to untuck your back toes. I usually keep my back toes tucked so I can keep that energy between feet. But for this, we're going to untuck. So, option one is you can have your blocks at any setting.
Keep your back toe untucked. Take an inhale, find length. And as you exhale, you're gonna press down through the top of your back foot and lift your back knee into an air lunge. Beautiful. And if you don't need your blocks, that's okay. You can hover your hands too. It makes it a little harder. So take an inhale. Exhale, air lunge. Maybe your arms come up over your head. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, air lunge. Good. One more. Inhale. Exhale, air lunge. And then release everything down. Walk both of your hands inside your left foot and walk your left foot out to the left side. Coming in for a lizard, you can wiggle a little bit here. Maybe you come down onto your forearms or onto a block. Think about your heart pulling forward as your hips are pulling up and back. And then if you lower down, come on back up. Bend your back knee and sweep your left arm forward and back, reaching for your back foot. Spread your toes and draw your right heel to your bum, but allow your left knee to drop out. And now allow your right foot to kick away, stretching your front shoulder. So it's like a tug of war and you're kind of letting your foot win right now so that we can open up our chest and our shoulder. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath in. And as you exhale, slowly hug your left knee in and start to draw your right heel towards your right bum as you dip your heart down inside your left leg. You should feel a very deep stretch in the front of your right thigh. Very, very deep stretch. Keep spreading your right toes. And imagine really kind of like kicking into your hand and your hand is pulling into your foot. Slowly, come up and release, coming back to regular lizard. And let's just straighten our left leg, come into a half split for a moment, just to give us a little break. As you inhale, ripple forward, pick up your back toes, and then take your hands to either side of your left foot. You can either step back or rock onto your left heel, suction through your core, and pick up your left foot, stepping to down dog. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, wash it out, down dog. Inhale, ripple. Exhale, wash it out, down dog. Let's take a full breath in and a full breath out. On your next inhale, ripple forward. And as you exhale, bend both of your knees and come into your side plank. Right knee up to the sky. Slowly placing your right toe behind you, wild thing. Really find the arcing of your heart forward. Slow and steady. Bend your bottom leg, side plank. Straighten your right toes up toward the sky. Look down at the front of your mat, place your right hand down, and hug your right knee to your nose. Inhale, hover. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, hover. Exhale, hug it in. Look between your hands. Step lightly between your hands and place your back knee on the ground. We made it. Slide your blocks to either side of you, just in case you need them. There are faithful friends on our journey to flexibility and strength. And we're going to come in for our air lunge. So be aware that one side might be feeling better doing this than the other side. Just be nice to yourself. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, maybe use the blocks. Air lunge. Maybe you float the arms. And release. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, air lunge, hold. We love this. And release down. Slide your blocks forward and walk your hands inside your right foot for lizard. And we'll just start with a traditional lizard. You can let your right knee drop out, you can wiggle your hips. Maybe you come down to forearms on a block. The blocks are always here for us. In good ways and bad ways. But sometimes the bad ways, if we are willing to go through them and work with them, they end up being the best ways. Sometimes the only ways. And the ways to deeper parts of ourselves that we may not have met or developed. And then we'll start to suction our right leg back in and bend our left knee. Beautiful. Reach your right arm forward and then back, reaching for your back foot. And then walk your right foot out a little bit. And the first one, we let our foot win. So pull your foot away from your bum. Scoop both shoulders underneath your heart. So it's like you're almost slingshotting your heart to the diagonal right corner of your mat. Melt into your hips. Kick back and open your front body. Beautiful. And then we'll slowly walk our right foot back in and start to pull our left heel to our bum, dipping our heart down, bending our left elbow. And now kick your heel away from your bum, but don't let your right hand let it move away. So find this like fight, this action, as you slowly surrender your heart to the ground. Big deep stretch in your front left thigh. And these stretches can really bring up some interesting sensations. I know they do for me, and I know they are right now, especially if you run or you're tight. And so as long as you're not feeling pain, see if you can be with the sensation, maybe breathe into it, because the sensation will change if you put your attention on it. And allow that sensation to open to you. Release your hand. Straighten your right leg and come to a half split. Sometimes opening doesn't feel so great. Even when something's good for us or a stretch is working, it might feel a little icky or a little sticky. But if we stick with it and we really put our full awareness and intention to it, there is something beautiful on the other side. Slowly rebend into your right leg, pick up your back knee. Option to just step back or press into your fingertips, rock back onto your front heel, suction your right leg up and step back, down dog. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, untuck your toes. And exhale, ripple into cobra. Lift your thighs, upward facing dog. Bend your elbows a little bit and then wrap them back, lifting your heart forward. Exhale through the knees, child's pose. Start to walk your hands back up towards your knees and sit back on your heels. We're gonna take one more stretch before we move into our wheel variation. And I'd like for you to take your trusty block once again. And now, the setting you use your block on here really depends on how open your body is and how ready, and what level of intensity you want. So I recommend starting on a lower setting, and if you can bump up the intensity, then bump up the intensity. So you'll come to your back, all the way down, and you'll start by pressing into your heels, and just lifting up so that the block is on your sacrum, that flat shelf part right above your tailbone. And I recommend starting on the medium setting or the low setting and see how that feels. If you feel like you can snuggle your shoulders underneath you, lift up and get up onto a high setting without feeling any crunching or any strange feeling in your back, then go ahead and do that. And you'll rest here like a shelf. just resting, just hanging out. You'll then take your left knee up toward the sky and just take a moment and pull your shin in. You can even extend your right leg long and get a nice stretch through your right leg. And then bring your right foot back to flat. Take your left hand on the top side of your left foot and just guide the top of your left foot down to the ground. Good. If your block kind of shifts, you can go ahead and move it. And once the top of your foot is on the ground, allow the front of your thigh to start to release toward the ground. Eventually, maybe your shin will touch the ground. I'm not there yet. Maybe you are. But it doesn't matter where you are. What we're going for is just a stretching sensation all down the front of your left leg. Breath in and breath out. Slowly, maybe with assistance, maybe not, step your left foot back down to meet your right foot. On your next inhale, pick up your right knee. Maybe hug your right knee into your body and extend your left leg long, finding a nice stretch. And then slowly bring your left foot back in. Take the top of your right foot with your right hand and guide the top of your right foot down toward the mat. And then allow your right knee to soften. Allow your weight to be supported by your block. And allow your breath to really be deep here. Slow. There's no rush. The option from here, if you would like, is to pick up your left foot and have both tops of feet on the ground. Again, my knees don't touch, but this is just a stretch. So if this feels like wonky to you, then don't do it, skip it. But if you want to try it, go ahead and take a full deep breath here. And out. Inhale. And exhale. We'll slowly step both feet back out, lift our hips by pressing through our heels, and remove our block. Take your feet wide and allow both knees to drop over to the left and over to the right. And then take a few windshield wipers with your knees here, left and then right. And we're gonna come back and we're gonna start in our bridge pose. So take your feet hip width apart and bring your feet close enough to your bum so that you can maybe ever so slightly touch with your tippy fingers. Maybe they don't have to touch, but like they're in that vicinity, right? Okay, and then anchor your elbows down into the earth and kind of robot your arms. So elbows are down, palms are facing one another, and it's almost like you're holding a golden orb of the sun, or maybe like a ball of floating water, since we're in the theme of waves today. So you're holding this ball of floating water and your fingers are energized. It's almost like I'm not sure, like one of those Power Rangers who can manipulate the elements. And so imagine that. And then I want you to press the back of your head back into the floor and press your tailbone into the floor. So you're gonna find from just being flat here, you're gonna find when you press down, you arch up a little bit. So you're already feeling this arch sensation of your back. And then from here, I want you to think about all the muscles around both sides of your spine. Can you engage them and kind of start to hug them around your spine? You're not gonna move much, but just see if you could find that sensation of hugging. Now, press through your shoulders, elbows, and feet. Try to keep this arch, but this really strong arch with the muscular system holding you, and just lift into your bridge. It's not gonna be as high right away. Good. And then start to press into the heels, really lift up through your hips. See if you can snuggle your shoulders a little bit more under your heart. And then I want you to just take a baby dip of your tail and see if you can re-engage the muscles in your back. Keeping them engaged, can you repress, lifting your bridge a little bit more? Maybe your hands come down. Take a few breaths here. And then slowly come on down, upper, middle, and low back. Beautiful. Take a moment. We're going to go up again. set up your feet, robot your arms, and find your beautiful water element in between your hands. Press the back of your head back, press your tail back, and then engage the muscles on your back body. Inhale, lift, bridge. Dip your tail, re-engage the muscles, and then slowly repress. Back up to the sky, the hips go. If you'd like to come into your wheel from here, reach your arms up over your head. Inhale, and exhale. Plant your hands by your shoulders, fingertips facing your heels. Dip your tail again, re-engage the muscles, take an inhale, and press with hands and heels into your wheel. Now, once you get up here, no crunching, I want you to think about dipping your tail once again, re-engaging the muscles, and then scooping your heart forward and up. Woo. Beautiful. You can keep dipping and re-engaging as much as you need. Slowly come down, tuck your chin. Shoulders, middle back, low back and tail. I'm going to readjust on my mat, I kind of slid down. Let your knees drop in toward one another. Let your hands come to your belly or your heart. Take a moment and feel into the sensation of your first wheel. We're going to take one more. If you're in bridge still, that's great, keep working. If you're coming with me to wheel again, we're going to go straight into the wheel this time. So, find your tailbone in your head, pressing into the earth, and snuggle your shoulder blades underneath your heart so that your heart is already lifted. Engage the muscles around your back and inhale, arms up. Exhale, plant your hands by your ears. Inhale, press firmly. And once you're up, take a pause. Dip your tail, engage your back, and then lift through legs. Allow your heart to kind of shoot through your hands. Find your breath here. When it gets challenging, breathe a little bit more. And when you are ready, tuck your chin. Slowly ripple your spine all the way down. Beautiful work. Bring your knees wide, or your feet wide, and your knees drop in. Let your arms open to goalpost. Close down your eyes. Give yourself a moment to welcome in fluidity. We've experienced it in our practice, and we know that fluidity, even though it's beautiful and looks effortless, is very effortful under the surface. So if we can invite this idea of fluidity into our lives, that if we passionately and compassionately effort towards the things we care about, then soon they will become seemingly effortless. Slowly bring your knees about mat width apart and drop them over to the left. You can take your left heel and place it on top of your right knee to deepen the stretch, and then gaze out over your right fingertips. Supine twist. Knowing the hard work is done and that you showed up for your body and your mind and your soul. Slowly bring your knees back to center and then switch sides, knees dropping to the right. Maybe right heel picks up and places on top of your left knee, left outer thigh. gazing over your left fingertips. And then we come back to center. We'll hug our knees into our chest and bring our forehead to our knees. One final time of effort. Hug everything in, real teeny tiny. Wrap everything in, squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then begin to extend. Legs long and wide, arms long and wide. Let your toes drop out and let your palms slip up. Allowing our practice today to be enough, and allowing the rest that you are about to take to integrate all of the lessons, all of the magic that we've created in this class. Become one with your cells and with your heart. You showed up for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take rest, shavasana. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. I hope that you enjoyed this just as much as I enjoyed teaching it. If you like practices like this, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I have many more practices to share with you. You can also find me at jrockyoga.com and jrockyoga on Instagram. I look forward to practicing with you again.